This tea room surprised me. Stay tuned to see why. The good, the bad, the ugly, and the yummy of afternoon tea. Montreal Tea Tour, stop number 4. This afternoon tea was at the Gryphon Tearoom in Monkville, Montreal. On y va! The good. My favorite aspect here was how accommodating and friendly the staff was. The owner greeted us and seated us. She gave us the tea options, which were these little jars you could smell if you wanted. She asked about our food preferences, and I explained that my husband doesn't really like tea sandwiches, and she offered to make him a meatloaf sconewich. We jumped at that since that's totally up his alley. We ordered him a sweet tea to go with that, which includes a scone or scones and the sweets part of the afternoon tea. I said I don't eat salmon, and she said she would leave it out. It was a warm welcome. The tea and food here was also good. I thought I was choosing the Earl Grey cream tea until my husband pointed out the cherry almond tea, so I changed my mind and ordered that instead. Tasted like amaretto to me. Yum! He chose the apple pie tea. Both of our teas were delicious, and of course this was proper loose-leaf tea. Off to a stellar beginning here. So shown here is one full afternoon tea, and one sweet tea, scone and desserts, and a meatloaf sconewich. We received our scones first, and they were served slightly warmed. They were served with 6 scone accompaniments. They included butter, lemon curd, sweet cream, spiced peach brandy marmalade, triple berry jam, and a caramel sauce. We were told they were all made in-house except the butter. I have never seen 6 options served before. I was impressed. And we were told we could have as many scones as we wanted and more toppings if we needed them too. I was like, as many scones as I want? And the owner confirmed, yes, of course. What? Wow. The scones themselves were very dense, not flaky, and quite bready. They were really good though, especially with all the scone accompaniments. Although I prefer to see proper authentic clotted cream being served at afternoon tea with 6 other options, with 6 accompaniments, how could I be upset or miss the clotted cream? Really now. I tried all of the 6 options and they were all delicious. What a unique experience making myself a scone flight with the different toppings. The caramel sauce was amazing, but they all were top-notch and tasted great with the scone. The scone experience here had me impressed, which you know is hard to do. For my full afternoon tea, I received 3 cucumber sandwiches and 2 heart-shaped egg salad sandwiches and a couple of veggie phyllo cups. I think this is where the salmon would have been if I ate salmon. Everything looked appetizing and was plated with great care. My husband's meatloaf sconewich was also served. He said it tasted great and had very good seasoning. The cucumber and butter sandwich and the egg salad sandwich were both served on fresh bread, and the fillings tasted good. The phyllo cup was also good and provided a nice crunch. I would love to have had a mini cheese quiche served here. Because the food here was so top quality, I think they'd make a great mini quiche. Overall, the savories were appropriate and tasted very good. For the sweets, which again, we both got sweets, so this was a helping for 2 guests, as everything is doubled. Therefore, each guest received a strawberry shortcake cup, a butter tart, a shortbread cookie, a lemon cheesecake, and a chocolate cake. That makes 5 sweet bites per guest with a nice array of shapes, colors, textures, and flavors. The strawberry shortcake cup was not only cute but tasted good and provided a fruity and creamy element to this offering. The cheesecake was quite light as far as cheesecakes go, which I appreciated, and the bottom graham cracker crust was really tasty. The mini butter tart was exceptional. I like a thin crust and liquidy interior that caramelizes a bit, and this tart hit all those marks for me. The shortbread cookie was a delight. I love a good buttery shortbread, and this was exactly that. The tart and the cookie provided more crispy texture bites to this offering. And finally, the chocolate brownie had some ganache on top and was moist and rich. You know I love seeing a chocolate element served at afternoon tea. It provided the cakey element to round out these diverse sweet options. Of course, I held back that caramel sauce and applied it to the cookie. Not that it needed it, but OMG, so delicious. Overall, these sweets were all delicious and clearly made in-house with a lot of love and real butter. The bad? Nothing here was bad. The ugly? Nothing here was ugly. This is a very small tea room, and I would say it's pretty casual. However, everything has been chosen with care. The wooden table and chairs complement the yellow-orange tones of the walls and paintings. The teacups and saucers and teapots were green tones, which matches and complements the orange and wood greens. The linen napkins sharing the color palette. While there is an overall casual vibe here, I appreciated how purposefully it was put together. There was a lot of yummy bites here, but my favorite bites were the butter tart, the caramel sauce for the scones, and the overall scone accompaniment flight experience. Well done! This afternoon tea cost $35 per person, which is at the low end of the spectrum in my experience, especially with the options of having a second or maybe even a third scone. Like, wow! I was told that they have been in business for 20 years, and I can understand why. Based on the food, the venue, and the warm welcoming service, my Queen of Afternoon Tea rating is 4.5 out of 5 stars. I don't think you're surprised to hear my high rating here. Have you been to afternoon tea at the Gryphon door? Is it a place you'd like to try? Please give this video a heart, like, and thumbs up if you've watched this whole video. There's just one more tea tour stop here in Montreal, so get ready for a pink dollhouse tea party time.